What's up? Woo! That track is loud. I almost can't turn it down any lower. All right. Enough of that shit. What's going on, folks? Happy Sunday to you. We are live and loud. We about to be loud. Maybe we already are. TV already is. A lot of good stuff going on, I guess. Again, as always, I hope everybody had a good weekend. Did I see you guys yesterday? Maybe here and there or somewheres. I can't recall. Did I? I don't think I streamed last night, did I? Oh my God, did I? I probably did. Fuck, I don't know. I can't remember. That's funny. Kinda. I know I streamed a few days in a row. Yeah, I don't think I ever got on cam last night, did I? Was waiting for all those protest streams, and I had the wrong weekend. Sometimes I boast and say, see, people think I'm all fucking up in that shit. And I'm not. I just try to follow as much as my shot glass of a brain can retain. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, jelly beans? B knows. B, what's up, sister? B is in the house. I'm gonna look at some of this ODNI report, right? And maybe listen to one news clip, because I could only find 2 news sources that had any relevant videos on it, right? Just to get a perspective. Like, oh my God, the suggestions or recommendations by Fox or by YouTube for Fox were insane. Like, this is hilarious. I mean, I haven't even started looking into it until I don't know, was it late Saturday or something, because it was just complete fucking nonsense, right? I'm like, this is are they, I think the first place that I heard about it from was I seen some fucking chuds tripping out on it. And I'm like, what is this nonsense? Anyways, so I just blew it off, and then I seen some headline, and I'm like, this is really weird. So, but the Trumpers seem to be pretty worked up about Obama having a tribunal, military tribunal. So yeah, this should be exciting. I don't know. I was like hyped about it doing this stream for about 2 hours earlier, because the chuds, I'd seen them going on and on for fucking for the whole week since Friday, right? And I'm like, they are really, I mean, they get pretty worked up about some pretty fucking insane and menial shit, but there was there was a real stirring in them, as you more than most times. So I'm like, I got to look into this and see what these freaks are on about now. And it's pretty wacky, And it seems like that nobody is really taking up the story, and I don't know. They don't. So it may tend to be pretty boring, I guess, probably for most of us. Just sad. It's a sad I don't know what to think. They get such a kick out of, like, oh my God, these guys really don't, every week about they really don't see it, do they? I thought maybe they were just, being smart asses, that the liberals were just, trying to shrug it off and play cool. But I really don't think they understand what's going on. I'm shocked at the fucking just complete ignorance and gullibility for the language that the Trump administration, the far right, uses. It's pure propaganda, right? So it's really it's insane when you. And I'm not that. I've said, you guys know, I've said many times, look, I'm not the most educated fellow. I don't have the deepest vocabulary or the greatest grammar, or I think my comprehension skills are okay. We'll say that. I get a C plus, maybe. Give myself a C plus. But as soon as I start reading some of this shit, I'm like, really? This is just fucking dribble. It's really stunning to witness how they're like piranhas. Seriously. Like, and it wasn't that, somebody dropped a piece of meat in the water for them to all go on. Somebody dropped something that said, hey, soon we might drop a piece of meat in the water. Seriously, it's like saying, not here's a big old fat juicy burger. It's, hey, we might give you a big old fat juicy burger. The Comey burgers, right? I'm surprised Comey isn't in on this at all, or is he? Maybe this is something, maybe there's some sort of relationship there that Comey is also pretty fucking pissed off about him being fucking called out for being a complete fucking asshat liar. You oh my god, you want to talk about manufacturing shit? Or trying to that's the thing, I guess, with the GOP is they're not even capable of manufacturing shit. Not that the liberals, not that, there's fucking nobody's perfect, but look, and it's insane to think that that Obama was in on literally, manufacturing false documents that would. How would that shit not ever be found out? It's just anyway. So when we get into the Tulsi Gabbard ODNI report, you're going to see immediately, and I don't even know how much we'll get into it because it's just a lot of fodder for one thing, and you pretty much get the point right off the bat with the outline. So. Max says they buy into that crap hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, I'm astounded, Mac. I really am. I never thought they were the brightest folks. It's like, look at what you are talking about. You're more excited about some really, really far-reaching possible misdoings, possibly, because once we get into the report, you'll see that that's exactly what, Secretary Gabbard says is it's possible, or director, whatever the fuck her title is. It's possible. There's this and that, and, it's questionable. Just like with the Epstein files, or Trump's statement on that, I've instructed Pam Bondi to release all pertinent files, and we'll decide what's pertinent. So it's delay tactics and just deflecting. Not weaponizing the government, but Trump is they're now and. Who's being investigated? Schiff and Obama and Clinton, Hillary, and probably Bill too. And I think I'm missing another major Democrat that's being investigated. Look, there's no doubt there's all kinds of other maybe smaller investigations going on where huge resources aren't being spent, like into people like Pelosi and, I don't know, but Bernie maybe. You get the point. So anybody they can. So, but that's exactly what it's. They're all spun out on this TANSUITGATE 2.0, as opposed to. Why not grab? Look, if you're on the Titanic, wouldn't you? You might. Let's say you're the owner of the Titanic and you're on the Titanic, and you'd be like, "It sucked to have to accept that your ship's sinking, but wouldn't you want to fucking get on a lifeboat at some point?" Maybe the Titanic was a bad example because they didn't have enough lifeboats, but why would you sit there and continue to just turn your head and go, yeah, but look at what Obama possibly did, maybe by saying that Russia didn't help, and it's just still been proven that Russia was involved in virtual warfare with trying to affect the outcomes of our elections. So it's pretty. I don't think that's debatable anymore. Rather, Trump, how connected Trump is to them doing that, may be a different story, but. Laura, cheers. What's up, sister? Max says they need a distraction away from the Epstein files. It's that simple. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying, Mac, that these investigations might not happen anyway. This is all shit that they already had in their bucket to pull out their bucket of their desperation bucket, right? I mean, none of this stuff is new to the folks that are releasing it or, going through this. You know what I mean? Tulsi had to know where she was going to go look for some stuff, right? She had a good idea. Anybody that did her wrong, you seen that? We seen that coming, man. I mean, I don't have a problem. Nobody should have a problem with someone leaving one party and going to the other in whichever direction. But, sometimes you see it happening with a whole lot of animosity. So, which is odd. And you have to wonder about that. And you have to wonder about Tulsi anyway. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that she's a Russian agent or whatever, but I'm not going to say that she isn't. Same way with Trump. Whatever the claims are about him being recruited by Russia years ago in the 80s or whatever. So I think it gets into, it does obviously talks on that, and it's just a lot of misleading, choices of words. So and really, it's astounding. She almost contradicts herself in this release, or whoever wrote it up for her. But it's funny, too. The headline is, New Evidence of Obama Administration Conspiracy to Subvert President Trump's 2016 Victory and Presidency. So obviously this report is huge. Well, it's pretty fat. So we're not going to go through it all. It's all what I have right now is if I can find it. I got a lot of windows open because I also want to play. I'm going to read through this. And then I want to play little news clip. All right, I think that's. I don't know how well you guys are able to see that, but so this is the DNI, ODNI. What is that? It is just DNI.gov. So this is official site. I'm sure Ms. Gabbard has complete oversight of this. These are her words. You can bet on it. New evidence of Obama administration conspiracy to subvert President Trump's 2016 victory and presidency. So right away, I wanted to just break these down, but I thought it would be really fucking meh, subvert. It's just, look, Tulsi seems to have the same mindset and determination as someone like Putin. For whatever reason, it's strange, but anyways. Blah, blah, blah. New evidence of Obama administration conspiracy to subvert President Trump's 2016 victory and presidency. So I'm going to quick read through all of this. It's not too long. Several paragraphs. Washington, D.C. on Friday, Director of National Intelligence, DNI, Tulsi Gabbard revealed overwhelming evidence that demonstrates how after President Trump won the 2016 election against Hillary Clinton, President Obama and his national security cabinet members manufactured and politicized intelligence to lay the groundwork for what was essentially a years-long coup against President Trump. In the months leading up to the November 2016 election, the intelligence community consistently assessed that Russia is probably not lying to influence the election by using cyber means. This is the kind of shit when it's a press conference that I pause and blabber a lot, but it's disgusting, right? So I'll try not to do that. But my whole point in bringing this, doing a stream on this report tonight is that it's full of bullshit like that from the get-go. So I told you before I got going, it may be pretty boring because it's like, yeah, really? What are they saying? Nothing. Anyways, continuing on. On December 7th, 2016, after the election, talking points were prepared by DNI James Clapper stating, foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on election infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome. We also know that is not true, that they did. We clearly, it's been proven that absolutely Russia used social media to try and affect the, I don't know why I keep looking over here. My camera's to the side of me. On December 9th, 2016, President Obama's White House gathered top National Security Council principals for a meeting that included James Clapper, John Brenneman, Susan Rice, John Kerry, Loretta Lynch, Andrew McCabe, and others to discuss Russia. After the meeting, DNI Clapper's executive assistant sent an email to IC leaders tasking them with creating a new IC assessment per the president's request. I don't think there's anything shady about that at all. Why would you not want to double check up on someone like Russia and Putin? For fuck's sake, you guys. I think this is a perfect time to remind everybody that Trump sat on the stage with Putin and fucking stuck his tongue up his ass and fucking stuck his finger up at our intelligence. Trump's personal fucking presidential intelligence. Leader of this fucking country. Leader of the free world. The intelligence that man has, he stuck his finger up at us. At them. At us. At Americans. So anyways. That details the tools. The tools that Moscow used. This is why they requested a new report or assessment. Because they wanted to emphasize the tools that Moscow was used and action it took to influence the 2016 election. It went on to say ODNI will lead this effort, participating from CIA, FBI, NSA, and DHS. See, I don't know why Tulsi has what This is seriously the breakdown that she posted, or the outline for her recommendation to the Department of Justice. It's crazy. Obama officials leaked false statements to media outlets. That's an opinion, isn't it? Isn't that an opinion that Obama officials leaked false statements to the media outlets? Where's the evidence for that? Including the Washington Post claiming Russia has attempted through cyber means to interfere, if not actively influence, the outcome. See, this is where she can just do this, and it's going to buy Trump a bunch of time and a bunch of distraction to the base, and it doesn't, at the end of the day, it just goes nowhere. The outcome of the election. On January 6, 2017, a new intelligence community assessment was released that directly contradicted the IC assessment that were made through the previous 6 months. Can you believe that? I am shocked. I am shocked. They are saying that in 2017, on January 6, 2017, a new intelligence assessment was released that directly contradicted the IC assessment that were made throughout the previous 6 months. Well, I would like to see what she means by directly contradicted. Because I'm sure this is probably, my guess now all of a sudden is that report is really what they're going to stand on, if anything. So, all right, we're getting through this. After months of investigation into this matter, the facts reveal that new assessment was based on information that was known by those involved to be manufactured. That line right there of the summary is that first line is complete garbage. After months of investigation into this matter, the facts reveal the facts. What facts? The new assessment was based on information that was the new assessment was based on. It's just one pile of shit on top of another. Was known by those involved to be manufactured, i.e. the Steele dossier, or deemed as not credible. By who? Deemed. Again, another one of those catchwords. This was politicized intelligence that was used as the basis for countless smears seeking to delegitimize President Trump's victory. The years-long Mueller investigation, 2 congressional impeachments, high-level office being investigated, arrests and thrown in jail, heightened U.S.-Russian tensions, and more. The issue I am raising is not a partisan issue. Again, this is Gabbard speaking. The issue I am raising is not a partisan issue. It is one that concerns every American. The information we are releasing today clearly shows that there was a treasonous conspiracy in 2016 committed by officials at the highest level of our government. Their goal was to subvert the will of the American people and enact that was essentially a years-long coup with the objective of trying to subvert the president from fully fulfilling the mandate mandate. Let me reread that. To subvert the president from fulfilling the mandate bestowed upon him by the American people, said DNI Gabbard. Their egregious abuse of power and blatant rejection of our Constitution threatens the very foundation and integrity of our democratic republic. Hey, look at that, you guys. Gabbard referred to us as a democratic republic. That's a keeper, isn't it? No matter how powerful, every person involved in the conspiracy must be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law to ensure nothing like this ever happens again. The American people's faith and trust in our democracy, republic, the future of our nation depends on it, blah, blah, blah. Providing all documents to the Department of Justice to deliver the accountability that President Trump, his family, and the American people deserve. The files and memo on today's release are available on DNI.gov, which is where we're reading this from, and Twitter, oddly enough. Oh, and True Social. That's pretty gross in itself, isn't it, you guys? So, anyways, that was a lot of big fucking mouthful of some fucking bullshit. I don't even want to break down her. Like, I was just looking more interested in this official summary than her opinion at the end, because it's really just well, as you guys know, it's pretty gross. All right, let me get back to you guys. Get back to where you once belong. All right, so I got a video clip queued up too that I want to play for you guys. I think maybe there might be I don't know if Gabbert's actually in it. I believe so. Yeah, B says what happened 10 years ago has little relevance today. It's bullshit is what it's bullshit. There's I cannot I cannot even begin to guess or understand if there is any actual evidence of some sort of God, is it? I mean, I'm just wondering, is there something less than like what we would well, that is actually criminal or breaking the law, because it's just it's really pretty ridiculous to think that Obama had done anything illegal whatsoever. We're talking about him requesting an assessment on the security of our elections. You know what I mean? The same thing that Trump, staged a coup over for false reasons. You know what I mean? We have shown, so they can't seem to be able to wrap their mind around the possibility of there being, anti-American propaganda all over social media that's reaching Americans, right? Like, that's a really hard concept for them. But having millions and millions of votes switched in our machines, in our election, having illegals vote, having lasers vote, all that's possible, you guys. Having hurricanes vote, you know what I mean? Having pandas and bamboo trees vote, cyber ninjas voting. But you can't imagine that someone like Putin would want to do, and I'll tell you, I'm not opposed to the idea that Putin, maybe, because nobody knows what Putin is going on in that guy's mind. Like, pretty much the same as like Trump, right? They're just two different types of fucking maniacs. So you can't imagine that, it's very possible that Putin wanted Trump specifically for whatever reasons. Whatever, right? Probably because maybe he was way better at reading Trump than a lot of folks on how weak he is. So, and what a true coward he really is, just like a bully who's a screaming maniac and, child in this big bully, fragile big bully shell. But for sure, it's easy to see and believe, and not only Putin, right, would be happy with just creating chaos, right, for us, instability, like we see in our country more and more every day. All right, so I'm going to play a little bit of this clip here. Hopefully you guys will have volume. It might be a little bit loud. I'm going to keep it halfway till we get going. All right. So hopefully these dirty pricks won't fuck with me. Just going to play. Just want to share this.
A, quote, treasonous conspiracy. She claims the Obama administration manufactured intelligence.
Look at all them redactions.
To push the narrative that Russia was interfering in the election. Gabbard says she will turn over whatever documents she has to the Department of Justice. The suggestion that the Kremlin worked to get Trump into the White House reverberated for years. Trump's opponent, Hillary Clinton, certainly believed it.
President Putin hated you so much that it was personal, that he was determined to thwart your ambitions. Do you buy that?
Well, he certainly interfered in our election.
See, that's my point exactly. That rather he, and it doesn't matter. She doesn't need to say, I mean, look, I don't think Putin cares for many of our leaders at all in a real, genuine way. Do you guys? Right? I mean, maybe he doesn't have as much. Look, Putin is pretty. I think in a lot of ways he's extremely clear about his contempt and how he feels about many world leaders. Right, not just here in America, but again, he would have been probably more than happy with just creating chaos. And was probably thrilled at what had happened. Oh, my God.
And it was clear he interfered to hurt me and to help my opponent.
All right, let's go to News Nation's Joe Khalil, live for us on Capitol Hill. Joe, a Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee found that the Kremlin did wage an aggressive effort to interfere in the 2016.
Wait a minute. What was that? What was that? Hang on, you guys. This gets juicier. A Republican-led investigation did find that Russia engaged in a propaganda campaign to interfere in our elections. You guys caught that. Wait, it gets better. Wait.
Election. Marco Rubio, now Secretary of State, was chair of that investigation.
What'd she say? Marco Rubio? The Secretary of State was the chair of that investigation, that Republican-led investigation that found Russia did indeed interfere in our elections in 2016. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, what? Oh, and now they're going to change their tune. Now Marco. I wonder how he's going to explain this away. I'm curious.
Tulsi Gabbard is now saying that report is wrong. What is she citing as proof of this conspiracy?
Well, we haven't seen much yet in the way of evidence.
The hell you say? No evidence yet.
Because what she presented was essentially just this press release laying out what you have, alleging that there were several people within the intelligence spheres from the Obama administration that sort of changed their intelligence assessments. What she did say is that the presidential daily brief at one point she says or alleges that the Obama administration tried to hide that.
Joe, I'm so sorry. This is a very important story. We'll get back to you in a moment, but we're going to go to President Trump right now at this dinner.
People at 2 o'clock in the morning, sir, we have 3 hard no's. Well, I don't know. They were sort of enemies, but they were very talented people. I want to tell you that.
The DNI, Tulsi Gabbard. Pretty incredible allegations made by the director of the DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, today that the Obama administration, members of the Obama administration, had engaged in a treasonous conspiracy. Is Director Gabbard supplying any proof to back up those allegations?
What she has said, Elizabeth, in the release that she put out is that there are documents, there are emails that essentially show this. There was one narrative about Russian efforts to interfere in the election, that denied that they played any sort of significant role. And then after the 2016 election, she alleges that her documents and emails will show the assessment on Russia changed. And it changed for political and corrupt reasons so that the Obama administration could lay a pretext by which later Democrats could prosecute President Trump through the impeachment and everything else. That is a very serious allegation that Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard is making. The evidence she claims to have, we have not seen, she has not shared. And there are, as you pointed out already, several Senate Democrats who are pointing to the fact that there was a bipartisan investigation in the Senate that sort of unanimously was accepted in that Russia, in fact, was trying in many different ways to interfere, whether it be social media or influence or other ways, that they didn't necessarily change votes or hack voting machines or anything like that that may have impacted the actual outcome. But in terms of their influence campaign, that is where it is universally accepted that Russia did try several efforts in 2016 and in 2020 and beyond that as well.
Right, and are still trying, according to at least U.S. intelligence. It'll be interesting to see if...
Of course, because, I mean, they're not going to quit. We're going to see that this is going to be... Well, for fuck's sake, who thinks that... And it's not just Russia. I mean, I'm sure China, possibly, anybody that can think they can... I mean, it's not like... You know, I would be surprised if they would hope for some sort of specific outcome, because then they could capitalize. And, you know, maybe, yeah, that's a consideration. But, like, for sure, their hope would just be to create chaos, right, in our elections, which they've succeeded. But only because Trump and the weak-minded have allowed them to succeed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying, like, I'm saying the propaganda that Russia put forth on social media was pretty fucking lame, you know? I mean, I'm not, look, it worked on on Trump and his cult, but that's nothing. Honestly, right? You guys, like, that fucking Putin's propaganda machine interfering in our elections is nothing compared to the bullshit that we see these folks believe in now, right? So it's pretty wild. Yeah, I thought that. So it's just, yeah, it's a very damning, like, claim by Director Gabbard, but there's no consequences for her making those accusations, and it just ended up being the nothing burger that I think it's pretty clear it is. Look, you're gonna, if my guess is, again, her whole argument is that you could look at these IC assessments from two different angles, I guess, from either a right angle or a left angle. So, yeah, and that's not. I don't think that's surprising or shocking to any of us, right? So, what do you guys think? Let me get in there and fucking read some comments from you folks. Yes, Jay says they are claiming that because Obama wanted a report done by noon, January 20, 2017, he sabotaged Trump's ability to investigate himself. Dave says Trump is easier to play than a tic-tac-toe game. Correct. So why wouldn't Russia exploit the fuck out of him? Yeah, well, just not Trump, though. Again, his supporters, like the right, the easily impressionable. B says, say what you will, Hillary could have made a difference in the White House. Well, it would have been better than Trump. But you know what, B, I have to be honest with you that, and I've said this plenty times before, and it's not easy for me to say, but, like, if Trump hadn't won in 2016, Like, I don't think we would have ever gotten over this insanity that we're seeing. Right? It needed to be worked out. Like, it would have been better to get it out of the way before 2016. We had hoped that we were getting beyond it, but we haven't. So it's going to be, I don't think we would have wanted to post it. I think it was coming, B, is what I'm trying to say. And can you imagine how much worse would it be, like, if maybe this was Trump's first term, you know? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't, as a nation, we didn't see what a fucking problem we had with these people, right? We didn't see that there was such this bubbling up of mass hysteria and self-loathing. Like, these people feel, they talk about entitlements. It's like they feel entitled. And you guys all know what I mean. They feel like they have been shit on, left out. And it's like, what the fuck do you mean by you've been fucking, you know, dogged out by the government, overtaxed, you know, laws against you. You can't do nothing. Everybody else gets treated fairly, you know, better because they ain't white or they ain't got a dick in between their legs. I don't know why I'm talking like a hillbilly now, but it seemed appropriate. Sorry, Mac. You know what I mean? Like, we did, like, this wasn't going to go away. It's the same, it's exactly the same thing with Nazi Germany. Like, there was a lot of unhappy people. And when the leaders don't have a good solution, or a solution that's like, because like Director Gabbard said, you guys, we're a democratic republic. Remember what Director Gabbard said there. When you have that, it slows down the process of getting good done, but it can also thankfully slow down the process of folks doing bad shit too, but it doesn't slow it down enough. We've seen that Trump, all the fucking fears and nightmares of a Trump second term are coming true. Like, all the huge factors of it, him having far more dedicated, more informed, intelligent, or knowledgeable people about our system and how to manipulate it. Like, right? Like via whatever, the folks that did create the whole Agenda 2025 thing. So it's crazy. Jim says, don't yell at me, and I'm sorry, but Trump isn't wrong about Mexican Coke. Yeah. Well, I think that it's strange, man. It's strange, isn't it? What these folks will like get worked up about. Like, they are not fucking happy about anything. And it's like, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. And even though Coke told Trump that they're going to start using real cane sugar again, they're not going to. They're not going to start. I want you guys, do you guys hear TV? I mean, I've thought about that one a couple times. I'm like, I'm not even going to look into the story. I'm going to go out on a limb and just insist that Coke is not going to start using cane sugar like they told Trump. Not an American Coke or whatever. It's not going to happen. I feel more confident about that than my name being TV too. I'm serious. They're not. There's a whole lot of fucking reasons why Coke isn't going to start. Unless you guys want to start paying $10 for a can of Coke, then whatever. I don't drink this shit. Sorry, Jim. I wasn't yelling at you because you specifically told me not to. Putin, what's up, brother? Cheers to you. Ow! Putin says Tulsi is conflating two things. Russia hacked voting data in several states, Arizona, Illinois, etc., not the voting machines. Russia engaged in propaganda campaign to enhance election hostilities. Yeah, and influence. Yeah, exactly. It's just, that's why, you know me, Putin. I mean, I love yapping about this shit, but rarely do I get too worked up about it and pick it apart. Like it was too easy. It's really, and again, I didn't even give a shit until I had seen just how worked up the Trumpers were, because we know, brother, that they get fucking, you know what I mean? You can tickle their ass with a feather. But holy shit, I'm like, man, these guys are really, really It was like Saturday afternoon or something. I'm like, these guys are really, really worked up about this whole Obama thing. I have to see what's going on. Because I heard some sort of thing on Friday, and I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? Whatever. Because it's not a shocker, right? I mean, especially after, look at all the people they've come out. I mean, how many impeachment investigations? There was at least 2 hearings, wasn't there, for to decide whether or not they should impeach Biden, like in the Congress, in the House. So, and then, you know, charging shit, or this investigation into Schiff, and was it Andrew McCabe maybe now, and yeah, so it wasn't a shocker at all. Oh, I've seen all kinds of Trumpers. That's all they're on about. Obama, the TANSUIT 2.0. TANSUITGATE 2.0. White House Apprentice show? Oh, no way. Oh. I'll put that presser up from Obama in a second. What year is that from, Putin? It had to be like late after the election, I'm assuming, probably in 2016. Max says they were all completely psycho today. Fuck yeah, dude. They have been just wound up about Obama gonna go to a military tribunal and all that shit. Yeah, Putin says next week it'll be other stuff he throws at the wall, and nothing is taking the heat off of the Epstein stuff. Yeah, it's not going away. I mean, it's, you know, we may end up talking about, I should probably be doing a fucking hashtag every stream, right? Where's the files? Or release the files? Yeah, it's not going away, no matter what he does. And you know what? Like his posts, and some of his just whatever run-ins with reporters, I wouldn't call them pressers, over the weekend. Man, he's pissed. He is fucking bent. What's he calling his cult now? Mean and evil. I believe that's what he called I'm pretty sure that was the quote. People that keep calling for the Epstein files to be released are mean and evil. That's insane. That's pretty clear cut, isn't it? That he's not happy with the people that are calling for. I think that's, you guys, that may be the first time some of us are lumped in with Trump supporters, and justifiably so, right? Anybody who wants those files released is mean and evil. How about you guys? Mean and evil? That's fucking hilarious. That is such good shit. Oh my God, that's an hour and 30-minute long presser. Holy balls. I can't play all that though, Putin. Yeah, that's a dandy, ain't it? Holy shit, ski. All right, well, I appreciate you guys. Got to save that. Yeah, I won't be able to play that, but I'll definitely watch that. Because we'll have to see. I mean, this probably isn't going to go away right away. Like Putin said, they'll be on something else next week, but I don't think this will go away until, well, maybe it'll just quietly fade, like as the DOJ gets whatever recommendation, or as they have from Gabbard, then they'll look into it and maybe just quietly not say nothing. Yeah, Jay, that's a bingo, brother. 100%. That's my whole point for doing this, is that it was nothing but a, hey, you guys, look at what we might have kind of, sort of, probably could have possibly found, maybe, not sure, but hey, you guys. I wish I could have just let loose like in Goonies. Seriously, that's Trump fucking calling for his cult. Hey, you guys. I like that, Putin. God damn it. I was thinking about rewriting some fucking tune the other day, wasn't I? I'm a mess. I'm from one thing to another. God damn it. I thought it was some sort of theme song or something that I was going to change the words to. For a 3-term tour, a 3-term tour. Yeah. Fucking shipwreck's coming. Well, that went a little quicker than I thought. I might actually spend quite a bit of time on that whole Gabbard thing, but I mean, even though I knew it was a fucking big fat nothing burger, just I'm sad, you guys. I mean, what are we gonna do? We better start fucking winning some elections again. I mean, we are still, but you know what I mean. But other than that, I mean, we might have kind of a come down period, right? Like a crash period, like, because is there gonna ever be any? Is there ever going to be any worthy Trumpers again, or Republican chuds to keep in line? Anyways, I think Comey has been cooking for Tulsi. Maybe they have a friendship or whatever. Maybe I should create a new meme with Tulsi having a nothing burger. What do you guys think? I mean, I try to be creative, and I've done it. So, but yeah, Tulsi's gonna earn some attention. I don't know how long I was thinking about Bondi too, but she really, for some reason, she doesn't like scream at me, "Hey TV, I'm a complete outrageous wacko in this fucking sense," or whatever. I mean, I thought the other day that she reminded me a lot of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson right before he died. Seriously, you look at Yeah, I'm being a little bit of an asshole, but you guys will see it, I think. Look at Bondi and find one of the last pictures of Michael Jackson. You'll see without his mask on. So, yeah. Nom, nom, nom there, Comey. Hey, did you guys hear that Comey beat his girlfriend after she went to the abortion clinic and then told folks? He's a good guy, too. Fucking Mac just blew a lung. Yeah, so just are you guys paying attention to your local elections? I'm assuming you are. I know. I'd like to share more, and I'll probably share some stuff once we get closer to like the midterms, but I don't pretend to think I'm talking to too many people right here in my area, so. And plus, TV does not, seriously, the population of my town is like, last time I looked was 1,280 or something. It's last year I looked. I'm not that far out. It sounds a lot fucking more no man's land than it is. Jason's next quarter will likely be a GOP reduction and increase in unemployment by most standards, signaling a recession just as the tariffs kick in. Yeah, if they go through, right? Like, I can't be bothered to follow that shit until until I hear the rumblings oozing up again. Like when we get closer to the supposed new tariff dates to see what happens. You know, it's fucking crazy. Obviously. But like his rhetoric has caused, I mean, he hasn't done anything but, threaten or whatever, say that these are promise, threaten, however you want to look at it, I guess, from whatever angle, that these tariffs are going to go into effect at some point, and you see the damage it's done. I mean, does it make like sense that well, I guess it does. I mean, it's survival. Consumer confidence has fucking waned purely on Trump's just making fucking threats, promises on tariffs, and that shit's scary. That's a kind of a new one to me. You know what I mean, you guys? Like, I'm not sure we've ever seen it to this extent, right? Seen it affect the economy so greatly, right? With just some sort of, well, I mean, maybe it would have been way more damaging in the past had a president come up and said, we're fucking pounding down 200,000% tariffs on every motherfucker from China to Vietnam. Put it in the microwave. 40 years of microwave. 40 years. Oh my God. Oh, small wooden bowl. Rosewood. Do 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 do. Yeah, I got sick of screwing with that shit, Mac. I have like fucking 4 glass pipes somewhere. They gotta be fucking boiled out with those with those groovy ass fucking hippie chemicals. Or you have to spend a fuckload of time boiling them out, scraping them, blowing them, boiling them out, scraping them. I don't smoke flower that often anymore. If I do, I got a pack of rolling papers right here on my monitor. Darlene, cheers to you. Should just fucking pull up some more fucking... I can't... I'm hesitant about pulling up these. Oh, come on. Why you gotta be like that? I have no idea what... A megabot network on X is divided over the Trump-Epstein backlash. A megabot network on X? Like, isn't X its own platform? How is there... I don't understand how there's a network on there. Like, just a private... Does X or Twitter or whatever have private groups like Facebook does? I know you guys are probably like, you don't fucking know TV. I don't. I had a Twitter account that I never ever used. Not never ever, but I figured out how to post to it a few times, and that was pretty much the end of that. I think I got booted. I bet I still have the email, but I was already like, I had that fucking platform's sketchy, honestly. I mean, I think even though Putin like shares shit with me, I think he said he don't have an account. It's just fuck. I mean, why support that shit? A previously unreported network of hundreds of accounts on X is using... So it's just... Yeah, I get it now, why they're calling it a network. Accounts on X is using artificial intelligence to automatically reply to conservative and positive messages about people in the Trump administration, researchers say. But with the MAGA movement split over the administration's handling of the files involving deceased sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the account's messaging was broken, offering contradictory statements, the issue, and the revealing of the LLM field nature of the accounts. That's hilarious. So, like you guys, most of you probably know, AI is now to the point where it's already absorbed all written material by mankind, right? Everything that I guess we're able to translate or understand, it's absorbed. And so all human created information or data, right? AI has already long absorbed. You guys know that shit. Everything. Music, movies, books, blah, 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 blah. People fucking scratching TV plus KV in a tree, right? Absorbed all that shit. So now it's absorbing its own content, which is absolute madness. I mean, just, it's... I haven't sat there and patted... Me and Putin were talking about, I think, last week or something. He shared some link with me. It's frightening as fuck, you guys. You know what I mean? Like, folks like, you know, even Dave is coming around. But folks like Putin, who are pretty goddamn hard to get riled up about anything. He doesn't get fucking overworked up about anything, where I'm the exact opposite. But still, we fucking agree that this is, and I'm a tech lover. You guys know I'm an artist. I mean, I fucking love this shit. I love using it. I don't want to be used by it. You know what I mean? It's insane. It's insane. So AI is absorbing all of its own information now. And so anyways, we see that with I think what that article is referring to is that because this AI, this MAGA bot thing was doing nothing but focusing on far right comments, now that they see far right commenters, spewing or, pushing back on Trump, the AI is eating that. So these are all bots, and now they're going to start. And my point is, trying to get around to it, short story long. They are that mega AI bot is probably now absorbing its own rhetoric. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to keep spewing more and more anti-Trump shit, which is fucking great. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. All right. Here we go. Yeah, exactly, Jay. Like, it took me a long time to get to being comfortable with, like, my drawing pad and art programs and use it like I've used it, like, I've never photoshopped something to try and fool somebody, right? Like, I use the Photoshop, and usually when I'm done with a picture, it's clear that I've fucking manipulated it. So I don't know. Yeah. In the morning, in the evening, in the middle of the night. Yeah, I just can't do it. Like, I appreciate what some folks are doing with it, like A-Bear. I have to admit that because I watch so many, like, little short docs, there are some good ones. I can't stand some of the crap, like with those ones that have that fucking highlighted closed caption on it, and it's like, oh my God, why? And you can tell all that shit's just completely fucking AI generated. But there are some that you can tell the script is written by a human, or it feels like it, but and certainly read by one. But all the, like, visuals and pictures are all put together. You can tell by AI, which I'm fine with as long as the information's fucking accurate. But I mean, it's been easier and easier to tell, I feel like, and of course I'm sure I'm getting it wrong some of the time, but, like, I don't know. I just think that if you get into an hour documentary from somewheres from between the beginning and the end, you're going to get a feel for some sort of individual perspective, if it's a good one, right? And I don't know if AI can produce that or not. Certainly, I suppose, too, though, using AI voices and all that shit that are getting way, impossible to tell they aren't. You can, just emphasizing and, Oh, yeah. I have too. Yeah, exactly, B. I have too. Just like watching the stuff that's been like I usually earlier I used my ease of access screen reader, right? Because I was fucking busy and I wanted to just I think maybe I was busy eating. And I'm like, I want to hear this. So I just played it up, but yeah, and some are better. I mean, like, just some of the onboard shit, like for Microsoft or whatever, isn't as great as, like, I've seen some really good fucking, some bots that read chat posts, and they'll read them in different folks' voice, like Trump's voice or whatever. It's fucking great. It is. Like, for some of the outrageous chats that, you know, are pretty sketchy, it's fucking hilarious. Dave says, I used Photoshop in 1997 when I was 17 to make a fake driver's license for our Italian mate, Damo, who was the hairiest. Dad came in, thought we were busted, but he said, I've got laminate you can use. That's hilarious, Dave. Dave, you'd shit your fucking pants if I showed you a picture of me when I was 14 and getting into the bar. No. Yes, 16 maybe. Getting into the bar when my uncle was 20, so neither one of us, on his 20th birthday, neither one of us were old enough to get in. I looked like a fucking 10-year-old, dude. It blows my mind I got in there. Probably only because, like I said, I was with all my aunts and uncles, and they're fucking probably too big of regulars. Yeah, Dave's a troublemaker. I'm sure of that. Sent Damo into the liquor store and they didn't ask him for ID. Right on. Yeah, you Aussies aren't great at growing facial hair, are you? Doesn't seem like it. I mean, I suppose I've seen my buddy Murray and his husband are. They're both pretty fucking Grizzly Adams looking fellas. Dave Oz needs a dead arm, Darlene. Darlene, give Dave a dead arm, will you? Dead arm Dave. That's what we're gonna start calling him. Dead arm Dave. He's all right for an Aussie, mate. Yeah, that was pretty, let's see here, what else, going. Israel continues to, keeps up its genocide. So that's unfortunate. Just another big pile of shit. Trump bombed Iran. Israel bombed Iran. Then there was a big supposed peace deal between, you know, the U.S. and Iran and Israel and Iran. And that conflict didn't make a fuck bit of difference, did it? What did that change? Do you guys know? Can anybody tell me what that changed, what the that whole thing was about? Was it just to say, hey, look at the improvements we're making. Maybe we need to just be a little bit more patient with what, you know, just let, oh my God, I'm going to puke. Just let fucking Israel and Bibi do, the IDF, I should say. Just let them go ahead and fucking keep slaughtering the Palestinian people for now. I mean, you can't expect this to just end overnight or whatever the fuck they're saying to themselves. I don't know. If it gets disgusting, listen to me. I probably on this whole matter, I'm really not very apologetic. What else can I do? It's fucking disgusting. Why wouldn't I be disgusted and be just completely disgusting about it? It's Americans, Democrats, Republicans, Independent, we blood on, you can't see it, but there's blood on my hands, you guys. What the fuck else would I say? Seriously, this shit really does burn me up. I should have stuck with the Tulsi bullshit. I don't fucking hear Americans out in the streets enough anymore. When it comes to what's going on in Gaza. What the fuck, man? If you're going to be out there, we should... I don't even think it's not even about protesting at all, for sure, right? We need to stop funding these cocksuckers. You know what I mean? Seriously, it's really enraging. Like, if there's any one most disgusting thing America is just absolutely criminally guilty of, it's supporting Israel today. And who are they getting the most support from? The far right, the Christians, period. Not far right Christians, just Christians. And we have a problem with fucking ignorance in this country and laziness. Go out and work my ass off and pay my fucking taxes and vote right. Vote red. And I don't have to fucking know what's actually going on. Because I go out and work and I pay my taxes and I vote red. So I don't have to know what's going on. Jesus Christ. I'm so fucking pissed about that shit. I really am. You know, it's not new, you guys. It's scary as fuck. If you look into how blindly Democrats and Republicans just vote for funding for Israel over the last 60, 70 fucking years, it's just... It's nothing short of insanity. It isn't. For fuck's sake, they fucking sunk or totally devastated one of our ships during the 6-Day War. Oh, no problem. Put a bunch of our men in pieces. Nobody batted an eye. And it hasn't stopped. Disgusted. Just fucking disgusted. Aaron, what's up, brother? Putin says an 82-year-old man in Pennsylvania was securely deported to Guatemala after visiting an immigration office last month to replace his lost green card. Oh boy. Louis Leon who was granted political asylum in the U.S. in 1987 after being tortured under the regime of the Chilean dictator, sorry, I need to expand this chat. Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet, I probably got that last name wrong. They also detained his wife for 10 hours before letting her go, and a fake lawyer for ICE told the family he was dead. Holy fucking fuck. He ended up with pneumonia in a Guatemalan hospital. Is that it? So now I assume he's going to be okay, Putin? Well, like, hopefully, I mean, at his age and having pneumonia. but at least his status has been cleared up, correct? I know you posted a link there. I have to do a BRB, though. Bill, what's up, brother? Cheers to you. Happy Sunday. Yeah. Yep, the stories are going to get really fucking tragic. I mean, I think I mentioned to somebody the other day or some group that it's, and I don't know, I'm sure some of you guys follow, it's not like I follow this shit every day, but I have been probably at least once every couple weeks looking up to see what the current numbers are for how many folks Trump has deported, right? And then this last time I looked, the number that were in detention centers is 58,000 or 59,000. It was a few days ago, like Thursday or something, I think I looked. A lot more. I don't know. It was under 30,000 in detention centers the time I had looked before that. So, what did I say? 70 or 80,000 folks actually deported. Yeah, and so yeah, it was almost as many folks being currently being detained in ICE facilities right now that have been deported. It's really strange, you guys, because as most of you know that this is kind of, I believe, is below average number of just yearly deportation. Like, right? Like every president has normally had probably deported more folks in this same time period, right? Just, it's pretty crazy. Punt says, yeah, he's still in the hospital. His family has to fly there to be with him, right? No, his status isn't cleared up. I gotcha. Yeah, all the way to Guam. That's crazy. Where'd you say he was originally from? Pennsylvania. Jesus. That's fucked up too. We had talked about that the other day, right, brother? That is a huge part of it. It's disgusting, you guys. Don't you think as Democrats or just as Americans, but shouldn't we as Democrats at least or liberals, however you register, shouldn't we fucking be speaking out about this shit? Like saying we have to stop those kinds of intimidation tactics. It's nothing but like, that's like some hate-filled shit to take people who are being detained and move them right the fuck as far away from their family as you can. You have them in detention. For one, this guy is 82 years old. There's no threat. Why would we want to be a part of anything like that, you guys? Honestly. If you're fucking detaining somebody until you figure out, which, look, you guys know, I think this whole way they're going about it is completely insane, and it's at the very least disingenuous, right? We're not looking for, you want to find fucking people, illegal, undocumented folks that are gang members from El Salvador. You're not going to find them in a fucking field working. You're not going to find them at Home Depot looking for work. You're not going to find them being an 82-year-old man at home in Pennsylvania or going to, try and get his green card renewed because he's been here for 30 plus years or 40 years and does everything he can to stay legal and loves the country. And let's ship these people to Guatemala. Fucking crazy. Absolutely insane. I'm furious. Let me see. Is there anything going on? Anything at all? I just got to do a BRB. I thought maybe I'd leave you with some sort of it's SoCal short.
Let's address the elephant.
Ooh, sorry about that. All right. Let me all I wanna do is chew some gum. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. This guy's growing on me. There ain't much going out there but maybe there will be at one point, but he's out there in front of the ICE detention center downtown LA every day. Every night these guys are, or he is, and some other folks. All right, I'm going to do a BRB, and I'll be right back, you guys. Thanks for hanging out.
I have not been hungry yet.
With me. I'm going to be, I'm ready to fucking yap some more, probably.
I was blessed because I slept.
Little while.
Saturday night, I slept in one of the tents.
I thought the whole Tulsi thing, there was more to it, but a little bit. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be all that interesting, just basically
the guy,
funny.
They just arrested the guy for
and a lot of,
right? Oh.
Yeah, just
was
clear
here.
fucking distractions, right?
He just left.
Look over here, Trumpers, and they will.
Oh, he's over there
they
talking.
will. But like,
Talking
you know, too, Putin said that, look, next week they're going to be fucking onto something else. And maybe.
Give him 10 minutes, maybe.
I mean, they're onto something else already, but they'll still be hanging on to the fucking Obama TANSUITGATE 2.0. I never got into the TANSUIT thing, but for some reason it's fucking sticking with me today. But yeah, they'll be onto something else. They'll still be hanging on to this. Gotta come up with, so the Trump team's gonna have to come up with a lot of distractions like this, right? You guys, look what we've seen. It's Schiff investigation and
Do we have anything we
McCabe
need right now? We haven't really
investigation and
decided how
Obama
to
investigation.
survive yet.
And,
that's what I told her. We didn't know
attacking
if we're
Iran.
trying to keep coolers out here.
Fuck, I'm sure I'm missing some
Do
stuff,
we
right,
want
you
to tell
guys?
her we need anything?
All right. I'll be right back.
You want to talk to her? You want to
I think the only thing we need really is
ice? Do you have coolers?
yeah, we.
Okay.
You guys know they got little kids in here. We already have 5 of them passing in.
They said they have some coolers that could use ice.
Okay today, because I don't know if kids don't get arrested today. I left my phone.
Okay. I'm going to sit with you.
They're tapping the window.
Oh, yeah. You can see them.
¡Sí te escuchamos! They're right there, look. ¡Viva la raza! ¡Libertad! ¡Sí te miramos!
What happened to your megaphone?
Oh, it's right here in my voice.
They said you're going to lose your voice.
That's okay.
You need a megaphone.
¡Viva la raza! ¡Chicano power! We see you! We see you! We see you! We see you! ¡Sí te miramos! ¡Que Dios los bendiga! ¡No firmen nada! ¡Sí te miramos! ¡Viva la raza!
See you, Maura. Before I forget.
All right, guys, I'm standing in San Antonio, Texas, getting ready to watch our first batch of USA welted Marins come off the assembly line. We
one on YouTube, and then I got 2 Buy Me a Coffees. Let me try and shout those out. And we'll shout them out a couple times in case the person is not here. But we got Teresa, David, Shorts. SoCal Shorts, so important. You're doing an amazing job. Thanks. Teresa, thank you, thank you, thank you. Lower fees for us on Buy Me a Coffee. And Frost. Thank you so much, Frost. Gary Gray. We got Gary Gray in the chat. Gary's the one that went to the concert with us on Tuesday. I've never had a Chihuahua. I have had puppies, but not that kind. Free the people, free the people. Viva la raza?
No, how do I translate?
Support the people. Up with the people.
Long live the people.
Long live the people.
Or freedom, like freedom to
Freedom and long live the people.
It's like that.
Long live the race. Long live the people of Mexico. It could be racist if you want it to be racist. I don't think they intend for it to be racist. I have not really watched Joe Rogan, no. I have not. I've seen him, but I haven't ever watched it. I wasn't really into politics or talking about politics. You know, I like to document life. I like to see where people walk, see what people do. I'm too much of an emotional basket case to really have strong opinions at a distance. You know, I feel the people that I'm with. So, and I do intend to give other voices, you know, airwaves. I'm not, you know, I don't cut anybody off of the mic unless they.
This guy's a character.
Well, maybe I don't cut anybody off of the mic.
He's growing.
I don't want to support false.
He's humbled
narratives.
me, quite honestly.
One person's false narrative might be somebody else's truth. So I'm not going to cut off people, but you know, Viva la Raza. Some people might say, yeah, that's not friendly to other groups. I don't interpret it that way. They're not saying scalp the Native American like we said during the
He isn't wrong about that. Like, it's got to be tough for, like, compared to someone like Steve Lookner, who really is, I don't know, and I don't know for sure, but I assume that Lookner has some sort of media background in the first place. Like, maybe he was a local news anchor, or like for some reason I get that sportscaster vibe from him. You know what I mean? Because he's pretty squirrely. But so he's pretty bright fella, right? Knows his fucking shit really well, like his equipment well, and what he wants to talk about, and he does an incredible job at bringing as much reliable information, or at least, you know, he could say, hey, whether these things are true or not, this is from this source, like, you know, when you get these flaky countries that you're dealing with. But for this guy to be on the ground in, you know, outside the ICE facility and try to maintain, though it's clear he leans left, he tries to maintain some sort of middle ground. It's got to be very tough, and it's dangerous too. Ain't no doubt about it. It can be dangerous. We've seen it. So he's outside there, outside the ICE facility. I don't know how many days in a row now. Quite a few, which is kind of cool. Yeah. Putin, I was reading your comment too. Yeah, if water is too warm to cool, etc. Oh, I see. Yeah, and I mean, nothing like there maybe, but we're in it now. This is as bad as I've seen. It's not like terrible here, but this is worse than the last couple years because it's really getting dry now. It's just been so fucking hot. We got a blast of rain last night for like, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and it was heavy as fuck. Which you guys know how that goes when your ground is totally parched. The shit just runs off, or, you know, that's how you end up getting floods too. Not that I have to worry about that here, but so it's nowhere, you know, it's obviously a help because all the vegetation got a drink, but shit's dry and we don't have much rain in sight. That shower last night was not forecasted. Yeah, I seen that. So I was getting ready to say, Putin, that I was going to ask why it was, what do you mean it was getting so warm that they had to stop people, close them? What is that doing to the wildlife? Is it that warm where it's starting to affect fish and stuff? I seen you did say that it was because it was getting too warm to cool the water. It hasn't been unbearable here, Putin. I mean, whenever it was a couple weeks ago, we had that really long stretch of 90 plus degree days, right? And here in West Michigan, it's absolutely miserable because of it's so humid. I mean, 93 degrees doesn't seem like a real, I mean, it's getting there, but it's not like James deals with, or sometimes they deal with in the, you guys deal with on the West Coast there at certain times. Or in the South, Texas. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if it was because it was so warm that it was starting to affect the fish. That's crazy. Yeah, what do we do? It's not like we can go, all right, fuck, that sucks. All right, everybody stop. You know, we got to chill out on this usage or that usage for a minute. And then all of a sudden in a few hours or a day, we can start to see it going back to normal, right? We're fucking doomed. We're doomed. Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, if water gets too warm, when the oceans start getting too warm, then we won't be able to cool. Well, not just the oceans, like you say. I mean, we have all those, what did I say? 8 plants here in Michigan. I don't know how many are actually on Lake Michigan. Excuse me, sorry, I'm getting froggy. Yeah, I believe it, Darlene, but you're literally on a peninsula. Like you are almost completely surrounded by water where you are. Yeah, when it gets warm up there, it's got to be miserable. Because plus, it's nothing, you have a lot more forests. Putin, I bet, as you probably know, I've been watching that frickin' that world map, that Metro Blue map that goes out like 7 days or 8 days. And thankfully, there just hasn't been. I think Hong Kong is being hit with a pretty heavy storm right now. And it looks like through the week, I don't know if it's that same one, but it's going to redevelop or it's a separate one that's going to be possibly targeting southern Japan. But thankfully, nothing. I mean, we are only, 7-ish weeks into the hurricane season, but still, as warm as it's been, and there's still not a lot of activity in, like, the southern Atlantic. Nothing too scary. Oh, yeah. Plus releasing water that's already fucking smoking hot. Exactly. Putin, that's why I don't know if we've ever talked about, like, I mean, any of you guys, tell me how you feel about nuclear power. I mean, for me, it's pretty simple, but, and it's not, like, you don't even have to go that deep, right? Like, I do tend to believe we can mitigate the threats of nuclear meltdowns, right? But that's just mitigate, right? Even whatever you want to consider an acceptable risk, I think that for most folks, including myself, and I might be, and I think I don't know if I'm anal about this at all. I think it's common sense. And I'm a simpleton. I don't have a problem admitting that. It's like, well, fuck, if the shit's dangerous as fuck. And look, we're burying, it's after we, take out these spent fuel rods. I think Dave Oz and I talked about it the other day, that like when we take these out of reactors, there's still like fucking 84% viability to those fuel rods. They're just not hot enough to or active enough to, be efficient creating electricity or creating the heat and energy, right? Then we fucking bury them. And it's like everybody thinks that's a good idea. They don't go away in your lifetime. It's not in, when your grandkids become great grandparents. Those fucking fuel rods that we buried in these lead fucking casings below the ground, masses of amounts of them, you guys, all around the world. They're not going away for thousands and thousands a year. I'm sorry, whatever. I just think it seems like a fucking bullshit, fucking stupid idea. I do. I'm not saying there isn't use for nuclear power. I don't like the idea of these massive nuclear plants. How many times do we have to have one break down and fucking contaminate and kill fucking people and everything around it before we go, we're never going to be able to stop? Like, I don't know, man. I can't stand it. The sooner we start eliminating that shit, and electricity gets expensive, which you guys know I don't want to see happen. Yeah. I was going to say need is the mother of invention, but need is the mother of investment. We're fucked. I'm pretty sure that I can't help but, I can't help but keep coming back to that. We're fucked because the masses are struggling to have control, not only have control, a fucking actual effective democracy. We're struggling to have a coherent or collective idea about the things that a lot of us think are important, right? So how do we deal with, how do we overcome that? It's meanwhile, the wealthy fucking soulless fucking wraith that run this world are just carrying on with business as usual. I think we're fucked. It'd be great, Putin, for sure, brother. Putin says the whole field of energy is advancing so fast they might just bypass the need for additional nuclear energy. Yeah, that'd be great, dude. With me, you know that. I don't know. There's too much instant gratification, and trust me, I am really guilty of that with my personality. Man, that's how I've always lived, unfortunately. But it's not that I haven't been aware for a long time that it's well worth doing things right for a lot of reasons. And, we're not even going to, we sit here and talk about maybe having, if the scenario of just really being aggressive on totally getting away from fossil fuel and nuclear energy and hydro, right? Because let's be honest, that's fucking causing a lot of issues too, if we're able to, right? I'm not opposed to hydro. It's better than, in my eyes, it's better than nuclear. It doesn't produce the energy. We can't sit there and dam up every fucking river and stream in the world and hope to produce enough electricity for ourselves, but I think we need to somebody's going to have to fucking make the tough decisions, the tough choices. I should fuck Putin. What's your thoughts on technology being withheld from us? Do I got to tell you that part of me is being completely serious? I wonder if my beliefs in some of that are, whether they're unfounded or not, affect my cynicism. Thermal heating and cooling. Why not stuff like that? Huge, massive infrastructure programs and funding and investment to do that kind of shit. But I don't really see how there's any other choice. Why would we sit back and sit on our hands? Well, I know why. Because we have too many folks that are, and maybe whatever, bless their fucking little hearts, right? They're able to live in the present like most of, maybe, or at least I struggle with constantly, right? Maybe they're just like, yep, day, every day, woohoo, do what we can, fucking, fill my fucking SUV up, go mud running, whatever, shoot some shit, burn some plastic, mine some coal, then burn it. No, I think we should be doing, absolutely, Putin be doing more on wind, solar. I mean, I'm not opposed to like hydropower. It's just, we're not going to be able to, I don't know how much, I don't know how much more we could do with it, how much more we can advance that. I mean, other than the technology, right? Sure, hopefully we can keep upgrading, and maybe that's what you're referring to with retrofitting existing facilities and upgrading, right, is like dams. But still, we've seen that what that fucking does too, and also how that is dependent on how our environment, how happy our habitat is with us. Yeah, I think we have to, I'm all about more about solar seems to be and then all these other like motion generation too, Putin, right? Like wave generators. I'm probably not saying that right, but you know what I mean? They've already experimented with buoys on waves, and if you had them all over the place, for sure wind farms, right? Bill says, why not point the satellites out the way and find one of those alien ships, spaceship, jack them for technology? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Oh, is that what Putin meant? What type of technology? Were they hiding from us? I don't know, because they would be hiding it. They're hiding it from us. I don't know. I was just throwing the question out there. Do you think that there's anything like that happening at any level? Like the car, automobile that runs on water? Well, for sure. Putin says we have to adapt the way we build. You can design homes that wouldn't require artificial heating and cooling dependency. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Thermal heating and cooling for one thing. Well, just it's your first part of that, adapt the way we build. It's like we don't even build our structures like geometrically the best way we can, right? For one, for heating and cooling efficiency, but also for making the most of the space. And yeah, I think thermal and heating cooling is fucking super cool idea. Wish I could fucking do that here. You have to bury a lot of pipe, and that part of it is sketchy. Or even like having pipes in the floors in your house for the heating and so forth, like in the floors. But still, a lot of pipe even outside. In my area would be a great area for it, honestly. Because, like, if it's always 55 degrees under a certain, like we just dug that me and the kid just put that new well in, right? So if it's always 55 degrees a few feet down, winter or summer, when it's 90 fucking degrees and you're pumping that you're able to capture that 55-degree temperatures in the ground a few feet below outside in your yard and pump that shit into your house instead of running a chemically driven air conditioning system, right? Or vice versa, when it's fucking 10 degrees here in the winter and it's 55 degrees under the house, you can start out with that air. Yep, I agree. And you know, it's not like I'm not one of the worst offenders, honestly, by burning wood for heat. I mean, maybe it's better than burning coal. I don't know. Something tells me it has to be a little bit more environmentally friendly than me buying electricity and, you know, I can't get natural gas out here. So the only way we'd be able to heat with any sort of heating fuel is propane out here, which we've done in the past, but it was ridiculous. Yeah, I agree, Putin. Dude, and it's not that I'm not with you on that, brother. It's not that I'm not with you on that. Absolutely shading the side, because our house runs from north to south, right? So, and in the morning, it's not so bad because the sun's coming up from the east and hitting the house in the front, the broad side of the house in the front. But then in the evening, or in the afternoon and evening, it's just cooking the west side of our house where our living room is. This is the studio wall behind me. Yeah. That's some cool shit that I've seen docs on, was houses that were built that way with transom windows. But I mean, like, huge ones to move air in, and just like, because there's obviously cooler air on the ground than there is at any level above it, for the most part, going up however high. So yeah, that's a good way to move air around in your house. Wooden slats above your Windows 98. Well, there's already a way to make you pay for it, Darlene. Like, solar systems, for one, it creates jobs, right? That's some shit that we should be doing here. I don't know, you know, I'm sure we do produce some panels here, but I think a lot of panels are made, or at least the some of the more important parts of panels are made in China. But even in this is some government bullshit, and I still have not been able to find one even half-assed legitimate reason why it's like this. But if you get a solar system put in at your house, it's still going to run through the electric company, through the electric grid first. It's not going to, like, whatever energy you're drawing off the sun, it's not first going to your house. It's first going out to the electric company and then back. And basically, you're still just feeding off the electric company. That doesn't change. You have a meter, but you would now have a meter that would show how much electric you are sending the electric company. And hopefully, right, like, a big part of this is that you produce more than you're going to use. Especially for me, I mean, it's very middle of the road. Like, there's arguments on both sides for West Michigan about, is it worth it or not? because we do have, we don't see the sun in January quite often. So you want to produce more, obviously, in those peak months far more than you use. So you can hopefully, my goal would just be I would be happy if I broke even. But if you have a big enough system, and it's only 3 of us here right in this house right now, even though it's a ridiculously big house for the 3 of us, I don't see that would be using that much, as much as we'd be able to produce, but I don't know. Again, it's becoming more, these panels become more and more efficient exponentially, and so then too, you have the option of having battery storage, which is a huge added cost, right? Like, I can't even tell you what the percentage is of folks that would have a decent sized system that would have a battery backup, or if it would be that common for residential, maybe more so for folks that have a farm and a larger system. But I don't like there's ways around that shit as far as I'm concerned, though. Like, so literally, if the power went out, like if there was lines down for after a storm and you had solar power, there's a very good chance you would still be fucked. And I think that's a big crock of shit. It is a big crock of shit. It's not my opinion. It just is. That's fact. Because you have to go send the power you make to the electric company first. Because obviously, the government wants to keep track of all that shit. Even though basically these power companies, and again, it's different all over the place, they're basically monopolies, right? I don't have a fucking choice who I get electricity from. Yeah, but to Jay's point, if you can eliminate your electricity bill, then that's money you do not spend. You can skip the batteries even. Right, exactly. It's not necessarily necessary. And I'll tell you, Jay, I wouldn't need the batteries. I wouldn't mind having them for just a lot of different reasons. But first, I would probably want a place with more property if I was going to worry about really being able to be more self-sufficient in that way. But if I had a solar system set up, and which you'd have to go through the electric company, just like I said, I'm telling you, it's not hard at all to all of a sudden go out, make that fucking change that connection, and so the electricity you're producing from your panels is now going right to your fuse box. Like, it's not legal. I don't really care. I've taken the electric meter off my house twice now. And it's sketchy as fuck. I mean, you can die. It'll be a quick death, though. So just so you know. You can die fucking doing that shit, and it'd be quick. I just think, it's fucking bullshit that is the system that is set up, right? If there wasn't a way for me to get around that, then I probably would never even want a solar system. I would have to think twice about getting one. If I could not use, is that not the whole point? Well, like Jay says, sure, it's great to eliminate your electric bill. That would be huge. Mine is like $270 a month or something. And so within 10 years, maybe a couple more, I don't know, it all depends on the size system I would need. I think I've done the math, but it's been a couple years now with what was available then, and it was around $35,000 to put in a solar system that would be really groovy for our setup here, my pole barn, my house, right? So it would basically be able to pay for itself, I guess, in 10 years' time with what I'm paying now. But you have to figure in the next 10 years, even though I'm on a budget plan, I don't know how long that shit can last. We've been on one forever. You have to expect that the price of electricity is going to go up. And also these systems over time become less efficient, but not that much. Like over 10 years, I think your panels may drop by, like, I don't know, anywhere from 8 to 15% efficiency or something. I mean, not down to that low, but that's how much they might drop. Overall, it's got to be worth it, right? And like I said, the technology is just improving exponentially. So it's probably quite a bit better. But again, shit really has gone up, everything just recently. So, or in the last couple of years. Yeah, Jay says he has a 20K diesel generator and a 1,000-gallon tank. See, I did have a 500-gallon propane tank out here, and because that's what our furnace runs off from. But I wouldn't mind having like a propane generator big enough, and have a maybe get a 1,000-gallon tank or something. But or I guess looking to see about a diesel generator too, possibly. But yeah, that would be cool for storm backup too. When you run that though, it fucking probably goes through the fuel. You gotta clean it off, Darlene, with a yeah, exactly, Mac. Mac's got it. Yeah, that's the way it is. I mean, you're not gonna get. Yeah, that's the way it is. You know, in the way my house is, how my house is built, basically, so the peak runs north to south. It'd be great for panels on both sides, but they would either have to be, I mean, it sucks. Like, I only have an acre and a half, so, and I have room on the ground, and that's going to be the best way to get the most use out of them, so I can move, so they can be tilted once every day. And they'd be a lot easier to clean that way also. But, yeah, it'd be cool to be able to have the shit on the roof, but probably not real efficient for here in this Michigan. I mean, they're going to have to be cleaned off either way, but it'd make it pretty fucking hard, 2-story house with this peak, with this pitch on this old section especially. Yeah, and it's not so you gotta, they're durable, but still you can't just be like one of those aluminum roof shovels, right? Where it's got a 15-foot long handle and it's just this fucking scoop and you fucking balance and get it up there and scrape it down. You're not going to want to do that to your panels. Jay says if you cut diesel with biofuels, half biodiesel, your yard smells like French fries. Oh, so like, Jay, you can burn like old fryer oil and shit, you're saying? Filtered fryer oil, maybe even motor oil and stuff possibly, or just fryer oil. I know every once in a while, some of the places I worked, we had... not all of them, but some of them that collected our fryer oil were recycling it for biodiesel or biofuel. Yeah, it's all. Yeah, who wants. Right, living next to Jay would be like. Probably wouldn't be good for my fucking waistline. I want to wake up dreaming about French fries. Oh, I can imagine. Bill agreed. Well, that's why we're getting ready to do this before winter. We're going to be redoing this old section, brother, and we're going to be doing it in steel. We've decided. And as you probably know, there's two different installation types. You can do these rubber grommets or you can do the sealed. And I told the kid, I'm like, we got to do it sealed. It doesn't make sense to have to, for one, if you do the rubber grommets, you have to replace them motherfuckers every, I don't know, 5 years or so. It's ridiculous. And it's like, two, even you can have a leak on one of those motherfuckers at any time. And it just doesn't make sense to do anything other than the sealed installation. But I'm going to be having some yokels. My kid and his buddies up here fucking doing this shit, Bill. I can't wait, brother. Hopefully I got to get some video footage of that for sure. Yeah, that's what they're doing is he's been doing roasts with his buddy he grew up with who lives across the street. But yeah, you're drilling that shit. It would just be, I think it'd be, I'm not saying there isn't folks with solar that get snow, but I don't know. It doesn't, I don't think it would be a bitch to clean them fuckers off here for Shizzy Dizzy. I mean, it'd have to be totally set up with some sort of fucking, scaffolding or something to get up there to do it easily. Jay, I watched a pretty cool this guy was pretty cool. He was a pretty straight character, didn't party at all, didn't drink. He had fucking massive dreads, just a really cool cat. Did was that Burning Man this year. All right, what do you guys think? Are you guys ready are you guys going to have a good week? I bet you are. You know why? Because you're fucking Americans. You are freedom-loving, liberty-loving Americans. All right. I appreciate you guys. We'll stay on top of this we'll stay on top of this hot-ass Obama investigation, all right? Oh, by the way, the news clip that I shared from News Nation, which I think is maybe that's is that the one where Chris Cuomo is at and maybe some other folks from CNN. I don't know. Anyways, when I fucking just did a quick search because I wanted to get some sort of as bipartisan take on it as I could from a fairly large news source. That was the only one clip that came up from News Nation, and all the other clips was a lot. Were all Fox, all different Fox networks. I'm not shitting. I heard CNN did a piece on it, but that one didn't even come up. I wasn't worried about digging for it. So, anyways, I thought that was funny too. All right, Putin, I still got that fucking Obama presser from back when queued up. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys. I will see you soon. Remember, we got the, I think we got a 24-hour countdown clock still up somewhere, possibly. So if you guys get sick of fucking listening or hanging out with the chuds, you know you can always cruise over there, drop a post, whatever. All right. Peace and love. You guys be good. I'll see you when I see you.